Hello everyone, I just got my Houdini 21 and already it is like very amazing to witness these new features. And one important feature is this COPS fluid simulation. In this tutorial, we'll see the ultimate basics on how to do a very basic COPS fluid simulation. And I hope you like it. Open your Houdini 21 or above, and I'm just going to create a grid. And I'm going to run some particles on it. So the fluid source, we are going to use these particles, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees in the x-axis so that they are standing on their y-axis. So this is important because in COPS the grid is like placed this way and the size is like 2 meters. Scatter some points. I'm just going to make a simple particle simulation that runs on top of the grid. Just 15 to 20 points should be enough, and pop meter. I'm going to copy this grid and put down a pop angle, and I'm going to attach the particles to this grid every frame. So 0th input, I'm inputting the grid. V at P is equal to min pose 0 comma V at P. And let's add a pop force and an amplitude something like 0.65 should be good enough, and all points. So now we'll have a simple pop simulation, but we want to emit only on the first frame. $f equals $f start. And we have a very simple pop simulation. I can increase the timeline a bit. Now let's copy some points to it. I mean some sphere, and I'm going to reduce the p scale and randomize it a bit. Scale 1 dimension 0.4 minimum, and I'm going to reduce the overall size a bit. And this is what I have. I can go a bit smaller. Yep. And I can make sure that there is no change in the p scale by selecting this. And that's all actually. The source, this is going to be the flip source or fluid source. I'm going to copy this, put down a coordinate. I'm going to use SOP input to bring in the particles or the sphere. Just copy and paste. Now we need to get this in the image space so we can rasterize the geometry. So we'll get this stencils kind of thing, but we need some colors. We don't want black and white. So I'm just going to use a ramp and make sure it is RGB ramp, and I'm going to use multiple colors. I'm just going to put some random colors for now. Okay. I'm going to multiply it with the stencil, so we get only the color within the spheres. So these are going to be our source, our fluid source. And one more thing, we need to pack the color data and velocity data and input it to the fluid solver that we'll see. But we also need another attribute. We need to bring in the UV and we'll use it as velocity. So just add another and select UV, and we'll use this as velocity. Put down a cable pack to pack these data. First one is color and the second one is the velocity. I'm going to call the first one color and the second one is velocity. Undo I'm just going to give it manually. And now we can put down the solver. It is just a block. I think it is like the solver in SOP level. It feeds back data and does something again and again. First input will be the color, and we need to give this cable to this pass through, and the velocity from the velocity to this velocity. And that is all. We have all the simulation related settings in this end node, but right now nothing is going to happen because you are not doing anything with this velocity. So we can unpack this pass through that we created, cable unpack, and set field from input. We get the color and velocity. Now I'm going to add this velocity every frame to this. And now if you play, we can already start seeing that the velocity is applied, and you can see the kind of a fluid kind of simulation that we are getting. But every frame that there is a slight loss in the color data and slowly it dissipates. So now this is where we are going to control the colors. So basically this color that we have, we can do a lot with this. So you can modify or manipulate this color data. And for example, I'm just going to put the maximum to make sure that there is no dissipation, and I'm going to check the maximum between this one and the input color. And now you will see there is not much loss in the color data, and you can do a lot of things. For example, I can blend, so one value will not be useful, 0, we have something weird. I can reduce this a lot, and we get something entirely different. So this is the basic idea to create fluids using COPS. I am very new to COPS and I am just exploring. I was finding some hip files to learn this, and I'll be back with more tutorials as I learn more and explore more. Thank you.